Hello everyone, this is lesson 37.3 and we're going to talk about non-infectious disorders. First of all, what are non-infectious disorders? These are diseases that are not caused by pathogens. So, non-infectious disorders are not caused by viral infections or bacterial infections or any other microorganisms. So, they are caused by either genetic factors or lifestyle factors or environmental factors. In this lesson, we will talk about examples of non-infectious diseases. We will talk first about genetic disorders, degenerative diseases, metabolic diseases, and cancer. Let us start by genetic disorders. These are diseases that are caused by the inheritance of genes that do not function properly in the body. So let us take first an example of that, albinism. In albinism, it is a congenital disorder characterized in humans by the complete or partial absence of the pigment that gives the color for the skin, the hair, and the eyes. And this image shows the absence of the pigment. So in albinism, the gene that codes for the pigment needed to give the color for the skin, hair, and eyes is not working properly. So this leads to the complete or partial absence of this pigment, leading to albinism. The second example is sickle cell anemia. In sickle cell anemia, it is an inherited red blood cell disorder in which there aren't enough healthy red blood cells. What do we mean by healthy red blood cells? Healthy red blood cells should be round and disc-shaped like these red blood cells. These red blood cells can carry oxygen throughout the body, while in sickle cell anemia, some red blood cells will have this sickle shape due to a mutation in a gene in the red blood cell. So this sickle-shaped cell cannot carry enough oxygen throughout the body, leading to sickle cell anemia. So this disorder is a genetic disorder and it is not caused by pathogens. Now let's talk about Huntington's disease or HD. Huntington's disease is a fatal genetic disorder that causes progressive breakdown of the nerves or the nerve cells in the brain. Look at this figure. In normal brain section, we see healthy tissues in the brain. While in Huntington's disease, look at this area, it shows that we have breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. So of course, this will lead to physical and deterioration in the physical and mental abilities in this individual. Now let's talk about hemophilia. Hemophilia is a medical condition in which the ability of the blood to clot is severely reduced. So usually, if we have any slight injury, of course here we're talking about slight injuries, usually if we have a slight injury, the blood can clot, while in hemophilia there will be a difficulty for the blood to clot. So a slight injury can lead to severe bleeding. So hemophilic individuals suffer from severe bleeding from even a slight injury because the ability for the blood to clot is severely reduced. Now let's talk about chromosomal disorders. which are also part of genetic disorders. In this case, chromosomal disorders result from abnormal chromosome numbers, such as in Down syndrome. You know that usually healthy individuals and in each cell we should have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes. Of course, if we have less or more than 46 chromosomes, this will lead to having abnormal chromosome number or a chromosomal disorder. Look at the karyotype in case of Down syndrome. We can realize here that we have one extra chromosome. So this leads to a chromosomal disorder, and in this case here we call it Down syndrome. Now, many diseases are complex, so that they have both genetic and environmental cause, like in the coronary artery disease or CAD. This disease, it is not caused only by a genetic disorder. It also has another environmental cause. Let's talk about it. This disease is a cardiovascular disease. So, cardio, so it takes place in the heart, vascular, in the vessels of the heart. So, it is a cardiovascular disease. It affects the vessels in the heart, so it results in the blockage of the arteries that deliver oxygenated blood to the heart. So it affects the arteries in the heart and it leads to the blockage of these arteries as shown in this figure. So we can see that we have a blockage in this artery. Of course, this will lead to narrowing of this artery. Of course, coronary artery disease is fatal. It can lead to heart attack and sudden death. So as we said, it has two causes, genetic cause and environmental cause. Genetic cause, why? Because families with a history of CAD have a 2 to 7 greater risk of having CAD. So it has a genetic component. It has a genetic cause. So families with a history of CAD, they have higher risk of having this disease or this disorder. It has also environmental factors or environmental causes because diet can contribute to the development of this disease. Of course, having a lazy lifestyle, not exercising, and eating unhealthy fast food can lead to the development of CAD.